We just got back from my son's school because the school suspended my son for 3 days because he put laxatives into a cupcake that a bully stole from him. This bully would constantly shove my kid around and steal his lunch because, quote, he is too fat to enjoy such meals as we send him to school with. So my son decided to outsmart his bully and put laxatives into a cupcake that he knew the bully would steal from him. The bully once again stole my kid's lunch, including the cupcake, and the laxatives took an almost immediate effect. The bully defecated in his pants and then for an hour more defecated in the bathroom. Now let's move on to today for the appeal. My wife and I went to the school in order to defend our son, and wouldn't you know it, the bully and his parents were also there. Why were they there? Well, they wanted my son to face harsher punishment, not just suspension, but expelled from the school. The bully's parents got to speak first and they got to say their piece, including bringing up the school's zero tolerance for fighting even when it's retaliation. And that my son should be facing harsher punishment because, quote, my son poisoned their son. And that even though their son forcibly took the cupcake, it was my son's intent for their son to eat that cupcake. That this was thought out and then carried out. And then, just like the scene from White Chicks, I stood up and I said, my turn, Mama. I started it off with, let's talk about intent. It was not my son's intent to be bullied. It was not my son's intent to have his lunch stolen almost every single day. It was my son's intent, however, to go to school like a normal kid and be left alone. It was my son's intent to stop the bullying without resorting to physical violence. My son reported instances with this child multiple times and the school did nothing about it, so he had to take it into his own hands. And he did so quite beautifully. My son is no longer fearful of this bully. My son has suffered not only physical pain, but psychological pain from this bully for weeks. And to suggest that my son should be expelled for cleaning out the colon of this bully is absolutely ridiculous, along with him even facing suspension. All across this country, children are doing much worse things due to bullying, whether it be taking their own life or other kids' lives. And once again, this cupcake was not offered to this kid, nor was it forcibly given to this kid. This kid forcibly took it. My son embodied the phrase, fuck around and find out. And honestly, it is parents like these that create bullies like their son. I'm actually very concerned for this child because God knows what's going on in that household to create such a bully. How dare you? I would never beat my child. I never said anything about beating. My son is now back in school and they are looking. We just got back from